ball swinging in, and it's a fair ball, and Wayzata wins it. Tampa Park back to state for the third straight year.
Hello and welcome to the season finale of Sports Jam. I'm John Jacobson.
I'm Jay Wilcox. The school year and the spring season seem to fly by. Today, highlights from state lacrosse and golf, plus meet our all-area teams in softball and baseball.
Leading off state baseball, Hopkins ended Wayzata's reign in Section 6 of Class 4A. The Royals qualified for the state tournament for the first time since 2012, where they met a first-time entrant. The Rogers Royals making their first state tournament appearance after a great playoff run in Section 8. Bottom of the first inning, Luke Poliak at the plate for Hopkins, and a great defensive play for Rogers. Reed Olson takes away an extra base hit with a great running catch in right field. No score after one. Top of the second, Rogers' number 9 hitter is Aaron Schmidt. He gets a hold of a Miles Halligan pitch and drives it deep to left center, off the top of the fence and over for a home run. A 2-run homer for Schmidt, and Rogers grabs a 2-0 lead. They add single runs in both the third and fourth innings. Schmidt scores on a wild pitch here to put his team ahead 4-0 in the fourth. Hopkins scores 1 run on an error in the bottom of the fourth, and then in the sixth, the single by Luis Fela scores Calvin Harris, and it's a 4-2 game. Hopkins threatens in both the sixth and seventh innings. For Rogers, Garrett McLaughlin pitches a complete game gem, getting a strikeout to end the game, his 7th of the night, as Rogers beats Hopkins 4-2. Both teams played again Saturday. Hopkins won their consolation semifinal game against Blaine 13-8. Wyatt Nelson drove in 6 runs for the Royals, but then Hopkins lost to Mounds View 9-2 in the 5th place game, and they end their season with a 19-8 record. Rogers lost to New Prague in the 4A semifinal Saturday, and then lost to Stillwater in the 3rd place game.
In Class 3A, Benilde St. Margaret's will play for a championship later this week. After beating Marshall in the quarterfinals, the Red Knights were ready to go against top seed Monticello in the semis. It's Monticello striking first as the pitch gets away, and Tommy Blackstone races home to score the game's first run in the bottom of the first. They look for more in the second as Jace Pribble delivers a base hit up the middle. Benilde center fielder Mason James throws to the plate. Evan Brown applies the tag on Carson Sawatsky to keep it a 1-0 game. In the top of the fourth, Matthew Hansberry lifts a fly ball to right field. Matt Murnane tags up to score from third on Hansberry's sacrifice fly as the Red Knights tie it up at 1-1. And an inning later, they grab the lead. The pitch here is low and inside and tough to handle. Johnny Woodford dashes home to give BSM the lead at 2-1. Dylan Dries isn't overpowering in this one, but he does pitch very well, getting the strikeout to end it as Benilde moves into the 3A title game with a 2-1 win. The Red Knights meet St. Thomas Academy for the championship Thursday at 4 o'clock at Target Field. And John, a lot of those teams in Class 3A had quite a few losses coming in. It was really a wide open thing, and we're seeing maybe some upsets along the way in the other classes too.
Now the teams can kind of get their pitching set with the Twins in Target Field Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The championship game, which is often been Monday night, now pushed to Thursday. You can get your little rests and practices in and pitching all set. Good runs for Hopkins and Rogers to get to the state tournament, and really a good game that those teams played on Friday.
Yeah, it's exciting to see some new blood in there, of course. It's been a little while for Hopkins and the first time for Rogers, so congratulations to all those teams, and best of luck to Benilde on Thursday night.
Well, with wins over Centennial and St. Thomas Academy, the Benilde St. Margaret's boys lacrosse team entered Saturday's state final with a perfect 18-0 record. The tournament's top-seeded team met defending state champion Prior Lake for the championship. The Lakers' Benjamin Chung spins away from a Red Knights defender, then rifles a shot into the back of the net for a 2-0 Lakers lead after 1 quarter. Second quarter, and Benilde gets on the board. Jack Banuski's goal cuts the Prior Lake lead to 3-1, and that's the score at halftime. Same score in the third quarter, and a big takeaway here by Prior Lake's Will Gilbert. He then sprints down the field and sets up Jack Smith with a great pass. Smith's goal puts the Lakers back in front by 3. Calm Stores gets beat up pretty good here by the Laker defenders, but he fights that off, gets himself free, and comes out front to score for the Red Knights. His team back to within 2 goals at 4-2. but that's as close as they would get as Prior Lake wins its third state championship in 4 years with a 5-3 win over BSM.
The Wayzata boys were back in the state lacrosse tournament for a fourth straight season, and they met that strong Prior Lake squad in the quarterfinal round of the tournament. Prior Lake opens the scoring. Will Gilbert to Connor Miller here for the shot and goal. Luke Lodo gets around the Wayzata defender, and that's one of his 4 first quarter goals here for the Lakers. Second quarter, nice passing, and Lodo scores again as the Lakers lead grows to 7-0. Wayzata gets the offense going a bit as Andrew Solly fights off the defenders and scores here with a nice shot out front. And then Cade Shiraka makes a run and scores with the long stick for the Trojans. In the final seconds of the first half, the Lakers with a great chance, but Danny Fraga turns it away for Wayzata. In the third, Prior Lake's Jack Smith slips the Wayzata defender and gets out in front to fire the shot in for goals. The Trojans fall with the 12-4 loss. Wayzata beat Lakeville North 9-7 in the consolation semifinals with Solly netting 3 goals. Then Saturday, the Trojans fell 9-6 to Matamidi in the consolation final.
Like the Wayzata boys, Maple Grove's girls team won the Section 8 title for a 4th consecutive season. They also had a tough time against Prior Lake in the state quarterfinals. Chloe Corbin gets the pass to Emily Herdine, and she drops it over her shoulder for a goal. Maple Grove's first shot is in. They trail 3-1. Good patience by the Lakers here. Josie Willem could take the shot, but gives it up as Ashton King tucks it away. And 6-2, Prior Lake is in the lead. Maple Grove pass is deflector, but Katie Wheeler scoops it up and scores. First of 2 goals for her. It's 7-3 Lakers. A turnover costs the Crimson. Lauren Wick with the steal, and she scores. It's 11-4 at halftime. Second half, Herdine finds Corbin, who bounces the shot in from close range to pull the Crimson within 12-5. Prior Lake is too much. Jacqueline Little gets the goal as Maple Grove falls into the consolation bracket with a 19-6 loss. Maple Grove beat Forest Lake 13-11 in the consolation semifinals. And in a more low-scoring battle, the Crimson beat Stillwater Saturday to claim the consolation title. Chloe Corbin was named to the all-tournament team. After beating Forest Lake and losing big to Prior Lake, the Breck Mustangs lost an overtime battle 13-12 to Lakeville North in the third-place game. Polly Burns had 4 goals and Eloise Cherian 3 in the loss. Burns made the all-tournament team. Jay, a good showing for Breck in its first ever state tournament appearance in girls lacrosse.
That's right. A nice way to bounce back for Maple Grove. You know, you're disappointed you lose that first one, but they win 2 in a row after that and pretty close games and take 5th place. Next up on Sports Jam, a recap of the state girls and boys golf tournaments. And later we name our all-area baseball and softball teams. Welcome back to Sports Jam. The state golf tournaments are now in the books.
That's right. In boys golf, Maple Grove is looking to defend its championship in Class 3A. This is the Crimson's Tyler Burkham. He shot a first-round 83, but recovered nicely with a second-round score of 74. Best for his team on day 2 to finish in a tie for 39th place in the tourney. Peyton Miller of Maple Grove led the Crimson on day 1 with a score of 73. That included this birdie putt on Bunker Hill's West Course 4th hole. Miller finishes the tourney in a tie for 25th place. Nate Adams with a par putt on the first day on West 1. He and teammate Josh Galvin tied for 49th place. The Crimson team finished 7th. Edina won the boys title. Hopkins Seth Schricker qualified as an individual. Good chip on East number 2. He shoots rounds of 76 and 78 and ties for 30th place. Wayzata's Brendan Lee on day 2 with a good explosion from the sand on West 7. He would knock in his putt for par. Lee shoots 153 total for the tourney and ties for 25th place. Now to Class A up at Pebble Creek in Becker. Maranatha Christian Academy lefty Ben Logg here on day 2. He finishes tied for 26th place. Kurt Lambert of Heritage Christian Academy looking for a top 10 finish for a 2nd year in a row. His birdie try on Pebble Creek's 3rd hole tails off, but he would par the hole and shoots rounds of 79 and 78 to place 5th overall. Coutinho Grace Jr. Max Thielen tied for 35th place in Class 2A.
The girls' tournament in Class 3A golf didn't have any team entrants from the area, but 7 individuals representing 4 different schools from the Northwest Suburbs did qualify. Park Center's Layla Franklin with a nice tee shot on East number 7 at Bunker Hills in the second round on her way to parring the hole. Franklin ties for 40th with a 170 total. Melanie Lemon of Wayzata is the top local finisher. She just misses the birdie try on East 6 here, but taps in for par. She cards rounds of 75 and 77 to place 10th. Rain falling for part of round 1 as Osseo's Ellen Solom pars West number 6. She records 288s to tie for 52nd. Lauren Contreras of Maple Grove nearly sinks the long putt here on East 8. Contreras, like Solom, scores a 176 and ties for 52nd place. Amy Burnham of Wayzata's putt for birdie on West 3 takes a bad turn late here. She taps in for par on the way to a 164 total, and she ties for 28th. A rising star is 7th grader Sashi Deshmukh of Wayzata. She shoots rounds of 76 and 79 and places 12th.
Not great weather for golf really either day. Rain on that first day and a lot of wind on day 2, but still all the players able to get their rounds in, so that was good.
Yeah, and then some nice finishes for some of the players. I mean, obviously you're shooting for a championship, but to finish top 10 or things like that is pretty good too.
Stay with us. Coming up next on Sports Jam, our all-area teams in baseball and softball. This Thursday, state championships in all 4 classes of baseball will cap off the school year in high school sports. Here now is the 2019 Sports Jam All-Area Baseball team. Let's start our team on the pitching mound, and Hopkins' Miles Halligan. The junior was overpowering late in the season and entered the state tournament averaging over 2 strikeouts per inning. Halligan has an earned run average of 1.90 and was named second team All-Metro by the Star Tribune. Blake Ask of Wayzata had a great senior season on the mound. In 48 innings, he struck out 39 batters while finishing with an ERA of 1.17. Ask was named All-Lake Conference and will take part in the Play Ball All-Star Series later this month.
And a cut and a miss, and again Ask comes up with a big strikeout.
Left-hander A.J. Sternix of Armstrong was an All-Northwest Suburban Conference pick this year. The senior spun a 5-2 record with an earned run average of 0.70. Sternix fanned 43 batters in 40 innings for the Falcons.
Breaking ball.
Walker Hultkert was part of a late-season Osseo resurgence that landed the Orioles in the Section 5 4A final.
Swing and a miss.
Junior finished with 5 wins on the season. Hultkert was named All-Section and at the plate hit .324 on the season. Maple Grove's Dylan Peck makes our team as a pitcher first baseman. Senior hit .333 this spring to lead the Crimson in batting, including 8 extra base hits. Despite pitching with an arm injury all season, Peck posted a 3-1 record with an ERA under 1. He was all Northwest Suburban Conference. Our talented catching core includes Champlin Park's Tyler Goodkeen. The junior hit .333 for the season, including big hits that led to an upset of top-seeded Totino Grace in the section tournament.
Goodkeen delivers for a 3rd time.
In 138 innings behind the plate, Goodkeen allowed just 1 passed ball. Hopkins' Jake Perry is a great receiver for a talented and deep Royals pitching staff. Just a sophomore, Perry hit .338 with 8 extra base hits and 16 runs batted in. He was named All-Lake Conference.
Find the ball!
Osseo's John Klein was both a catcher and pitcher for the Orioles this spring. Klein hit .373 for Osseo with 5 doubles and a home run and a slugging percentage of .522. The junior was named to the All-Section team. Totino Grace's Ben Palmer leads a talented group of infielders on our team. The second team All-Metro pick hit .444 for the Eagles, bashing 5 home runs and scoring 21 runs. He'll play next year at Iowa Western Community College.
A 2-run homer for Ben Palmer.
Wayzata's Keegan Nickel hit .304 for the Section 6 4A runner-up Trojans this spring. Nickel hit 6 doubles and a home run while scoring 19 runs. He also walked 12 times and will join teammate Blake Ask in the Play Ball All-Star Series this month.
Diving stop by Nickel, and he throws him out. What a beauty.
Park Center's Tanner Stein was a bright spot for the Pirates this spring. Stein hit .355 to lead the team in batting with 9 extra base hits. Stein also walked a team-high 11 times and led PC in both hits and runs scored.
Osseo's Jake Contreras finished a great junior season with a .413 batting average. Contreras hit a team-high 8 doubles and slugged .520. The shortstop and pitcher was named All-Northwest Suburban Conference. Our outfielders include Wyatt Nelson from Section 6 champion Hopkins. Nelson hit .443 for the Royals with 31 hits, 9 doubles, 11 runs batted in, and 17 stolen bases.
In the left field down for a base hit.
A valuable player as a pitcher as well. Nelson entered the state tournament with a 4-2 mound record and a 2.4 ERA. He was second team All-Metro. Armstrong's Bjorn Jensen hit a blistering .453 for the Falcons this season. Jensen also scored 17 runs and drove in 14. The talented senior was named All-Northwest Suburban Conference.
Nice piece of hitting there, like I said earlier.
Eugenia Grace senior Jack Ebensteiner hit .405 for a strong Eagles team. Ebensteiner finished with 30 hits and 19 runs batted in with 13 runs scored. He was All-Northwest Suburban Conference. Wayzata outfielder Brennan Albert hit .373 for the Trojans this spring. He finished with 8 doubles and 3 home runs for the 15-9 Trojans. Albert scored 18 runs and drove in 16 and was named All-Lake Conference. There's our squad. It's the 2019 Sports Jam All-Area Baseball Team.
And these guys were close. Here are the honorable mention selections for baseball. Jay has our all-area softball team after this.
We had some strong softball clubs in the area this season, with Maple Grove headlining with its first state title. Here is the Sports Jam All-Area Softball Team. We'll start our all-area team in the pitching circle. Maple Grove's Ava Dueck helped her team to its first state title with an outstanding senior season. Dueck earned Star Tribune Metro Player of the Year honors, going 20-2 with a 0.88 ERA and 221 strikeouts. She was equally good as a hitter, blasting 16 home runs with 8 doubles and 37 RBIs while hitting over 500.
The first time up, but not this time, and she hits it over the fence.
Piper Otto helped Champlain Park to one of its best seasons. Otto was 11-6 with a 1.64 ERA and 110 strikeouts. She earned all conference and all section honors and gave up just 3 earned runs in 5 playoff games. Our catchers include Hopkins freshman star Lauren Granger. The All-Lake Conference pick has a potent bat. Granger hit .384 with 8 doubles, 5 home runs, and 21 runs batted in. She's also a strong thrower. Sophie Culhane is a rare left-handed catcher for Maple Grove, and she played a key role on the title team. Culhane hit 5 home runs and knocked in 22 runs while earning all conference and all section honors. She excelled defensively and as a leader. Our third catcher is Chloe Palmer of Maranatha Christian Academy. The Mustangs team MVP, Palmer hit .476 with a .746 slugging percentage and 29 runs scored. Our first basemen are led by Champlain Park slugger Holly Blaska. The first team All-State pick and Ms. Softball finalist hit .597 with 12 home runs, 46 runs scored, and 31 RBIs. She'll play at Miami of Ohio. Marie Schupanitz of Ticino Grace wrapped up a great career with a strong senior season. The Eagles' offensive MVP, Schupanitz hit .481 with 16 runs batted in. She'll play at St. Thomas next season. Kiara Hurd of Park Center is a good fielder as a first baseman and catcher and was Pirates' offensive MVP. He battled through an injury to hit .436 with 7 runs batted in. Hurt will play for Crown College. Maple Grove's Ellie Hosman rounds out our first baseman. Hosman hit .400 and was second on the Crimson with 28 RBIs. She's an all-conference and all-section pick as a junior. Our second baseman is Maple Grove's Jade Tomaszek. The second-team All-Metro and second-team All-State pick had some clutch hits for the Crimson, including in the state title game. An all-around great player, Tomaszek hit .443 with 8 doubles, 3 home runs, and 20 runs batted in. Our shortstop is Alyssa Blaska of Champlin Park. The freshman had a great season, earning all-state honors. Blaska hit .471, scoring 22 runs and knocking in 22 more, while posting a .955 fielding percentage. At third base, Abby Gilk of Champlin Park is excellent in the field and at the plate. Gilk hit .400 with 7 home runs, 28 runs, and 29 runs batted in. She's an honorable mention All-State selection. Third baseman Parker Stoddard of Hopkins earned all Lake Conference honors and is a great leader. Stoddard hit .303 with 3 homers and 17 runs batted in for the Royals. Our outfielders include Alyssa Hansen of Armstrong. Hansen hit .387 and earned academic All-State honors. It's defensively where she really stands out, getting great reads and covering a lot of ground. Rounding out the squad is another defensive standout, Erin Reardon of Champlin Park. Reardon threw 3 runners out at the plate and had great range. She also hit .367 with 6 doubles and 13 runs batted in. A talented group, the Sports Jam All-Area Softball Team. And these players also had strong seasons. The honorable mention picks for softball.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. You can learn about the latest news through our truly local newscast. We cover and air around 150 high school sporting events every year. For our cities, we air parades and city meetings that you can watch whenever you want. Then, any citizen of our cities can create and share their own original content. We'll even teach you how to use the equipment too. We have always provided you with a connected community experience. And as life gets busier than ever, we will continue to engage, inform, and inspire through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home. Looking for local? Even more local? CCX Media gives you the option to connect with your community on multiple levels. CCX Sports brings you ultimate coverage in local prep sports with full game coverage of over 120 high school games a year with highlights and features on our daily newscast. Then, our weekly Sports Jam show gives you a close-up look at local athletes, highlights of local games, and in-depth interviews. Our content can be watched at home or on the go. Visit ccxmedia.org.
It's our final Play of the Week segment for this year. 4 new plays are on our website now. Go to ccxmedia.org, then click on the Sports tab and then go to the CCX Play of the Week and cast your vote. We'll announce the winner on the June 24th edition of CCX News. And here is last week's winner, Osseo outfielder Miles Hawthorne with a great diving catch in right field and the Orioles section win over Tutino Grace. Over 2,100 votes were cast last week. Congratulations to Miles. Go to our website and vote for your favorite this week. And that will do it for this week's show. We started the school year in this season back on September 10th, Jay, and here we are at the end of the season.
Boy, it really flew by, and we really had a great time bringing you some of the great stories from throughout the 2018-2019 school year. I also want to give a great thanks to our great crew who worked so hard, both here on the Sports Jam show during the week and also covering the games throughout the week as well.
And we'll be back in September with our 21st season of Sports Jam. We'll see you then.